everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Wholesome Writing Life with me, Hoang. Today's episode is about release anxiety. You work on a book for years and years, and you finally get your agent, and now you finally have a book deal, yay! And then your book is about to come out, and you should be happy, right? Okay, so I don't know about anyone here, but my books are about to be released. I am just plagued with so many emotions, and I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I don't know why. I should be happy, my book is out in the world. People are going to be reading it. People are going to be reading these words and these characters that were just in my head, and I created something out of nothing, and oh my gosh, but why? I'm so sad. It's real. You're not alone. I know I was not alone, and knowing that I wasn't alone made me feel a lot better. I went to the AWP conference in Portland a few years ago, and one of the panels was about this exact situation, and at the time I didn't realize that it was a thing, and I'm so glad I went to that panel, because when it was time for my book to really release, I was a lot more prepared. So hopefully watching this video will also help you prepare if your book is coming out and you have a lot of anxiety right now. Just know that it's normal, and there are some ways that you can cope with it, and just enjoy the fact that you have a book coming out. First tip that I have is to just stay off Goodreads and Amazon and any review sites that will talk about your book. It's really, really tough. You have to have a lot of willpower. What I did was put a blocking app on my phone and blocked Goodreads, so I wasn't tempted to go on it. Amazon's not such a big deal for me. I don't really care about reading Amazon reviews. If you are not like me and cannot stay off of Amazon for whatever reason, then just do the same. Another tip that I've been told is to have a friend or dedicated person, family member who really loves you. Keep an eye on the reviews and only send you the ones that are really good. If you have somebody who's willing to do that, you can, but I found it such a burden. Even then, reading the good reviews sometimes will still make you feel depressed, because then imposter syndrome sets in. Because even if it was a great review, I'd be like, well, what does that person know? Either way, I don't win. I just don't read the reviews. Now I've gotten to a point where I can go on Goodreads and still use it as a reading log and to rate books and everything. I'm not tempted to go read my reviews. So until you get to that level, maybe just stay off altogether. If you can't handle that, then you can allow yourself an hour of anxiety where you just go on both these sites, or you go read all the reviews that you want and just get it out of your system, and just know that you're going to be anxious and you're going to be depressed afterwards. But at least you are prepared, and do it in a safe space where you have a lot of support, and then use that moment to also save all the good reviews that mean a lot to you, that really helped you get through this phase. And when you're feeling down about it, then you can read those good reviews that help uplift you. Another thing that really helped me was just connecting with other authors, especially debut authors who are kind of going through the exact same thing I'm going through, where they're feeling anxious, they don't know what to expect, and just having somebody to talk to in your same situation really helps. If you're on Twitter, you can always find a debut chat group or Slack. On Instagram, usually there's a specific tag for each year that debuts come out, and you can follow that tag. Start commenting, messaging, and reaching out to authors who are debuting the same year as you are, and most likely they will be really happy to connect with someone and to commiserate in the anxiety of having a book released soon. One of the things I was really stressed and anxious about was the silence that comes before a book release, especially the year right before the book released. For me, it was during the 2020 pandemic shutdown, and I just felt a lot of anxiety and uncertainty in that period in general. But for my book, I was constantly what's going on? Nobody's telling me anything, and the world is in collapse. My tip for that is just understand that your publishers are doing a lot of things behind the scenes to help promote your book and market your book. And a lot of work went into making your book a real thing. A lot of people worked on it at the publishing company. It's not just your editors, it's their editor, and then copy editors and proofreaders and marketers and publicists. They all put so much time and energy into your book that they are going to do what they can to make it a success. They want you to be just as successful as you do. You can always ask for updates, ask your agent to check in on your publisher and see what's going on if you'd like, and just relieve a little bit of that anxiety, and know that people care about your book and people care about you, and you don't have to worry so much, and you're not alone in this. My last thing that really helped me was just understanding that my book no longer belongs to me. Once it's out in the world, once I've written it and all these people have worked on it, it doesn't just belong to me anymore. It belongs to everyone who lended a hand in making it a real thing. And then now it belongs to the world and to the readers that it's going to help. Whoever you were trying to reach when you wrote the book, just try to keep them in mind and try to understand that this book belongs to the universe now, and it's not just you anymore. And then relax and bask in the glory of having a book released soon. Right before my book debuted, I was invited to be on a lot of interviews and articles and stuff like Kirkus and Publishers Weekly, but I didn't actually have access to the printed article. I could only view them online, and I wanted a way to see it in person in a physical print format. My library actually subscribes to those trade journals, and so I was able to go to the library and view those trade journals that I wouldn't have access to unless I had like a subscription. I even went to Barnes & Noble and I couldn't find it, but then I went to the library and I saw them, and it was just amazing to see that kind of stuff in person and to see your book talked about in a public setting that other people are reading. So it was really cool. So anyway, check out your library and see what journals and what reviews they have. I'm talking about trade reviews, not reviews of your book, which, like we learned, you need to stay away from. Speaking of books, I really enjoy anything by Waka T. Brown. So if you're in the mood for a very uplifting, wholesome, middle grade voice, go check out her books While I Was Away and Dream Annie Dream. Both these books were just so wonderful and so amazingly really helped me get through some dark times during the pandemic, and I really recommend her writing. I just want to spend more time with Waka. I really got to know her with these books, and I just want more books by her. So go check it out and then go learn more about Waka as well, because she's an amazing person and she is a beautiful writer. Those are all my tips for the day. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any other book release related anxiety that I didn't talk about, leave them down below and we will get each other through this. So until next time, bye! Writing can be hard. I'm here to obsess over the wholesome, delightful, fulfilling practices, solutions, and tools that I love about crafting stories. I'm Van Hoang, author and librarian. Join me on my journey of joyful writing.